There, little outside winter girl. Luna does not like to be in the house. Always wants to be outside. Don't you? Is the husky in you? Oh my gosh, you guys. Today is what? What's the date today? November 21st. And we're in a massive snowstorm. It snowed like over a foot last night. And more today, more tomorrow. I'm just gonna go out and plow. And what a nice wife that I am, you guys. I was up out here at 6 a.m. shoveling the walkway for Steve to get to his truck, so he didn't have to walk out in his nice dress shoes in the deep snow. Pretty nice of me, I might say. Leroy? Leroy? Hi, Leroy. Hi. Just a cute little hound dog. Hi, Norton. Hi, Arrow. It's this time of the year again. This is actually the dog poop shovel. It's pretty clean now. I actually just peeked ahead down the trail and it just gets worse. It really makes me hope my Ford is okay. So that one actually is a Douglas fir. There's an aspen and a Douglas fir. Massive trees. It looks like Mr. Douglas fir snapped, fell, and hit the aspen, which uprooted the aspen. But I am going to walk the rest of the way to the fort because I would like to make sure it's okay. Oh shit. There's a tree that fell on it. Oh my lord. Wow, that was like a healthy hemlock. Oh my. Like, look at how much snow is down here. Holy smokes. In the summer, when I was down here, spending quite a bit of time looking at all of the trees and getting rid of all of the dead standing trees that were in the area, that was not a dead tree. That was a healthy hemlock. But it appears as though the weight of the snow has knocked so many trees down. And I have to say, I guess I'm pretty lucky that this is still standing. The stovepipe is wrecked. Gosh, let me go in. My cloth is dry at least. Want to know what's crazy is that ladder looks like the tree somehow fell on that ladder, which was against the structure. Other than the stovepipe, I don't see any damage so far. Didn't expect this. I thought I did a good job. I did do a good job. That tree was not dead. But the snow that we got was a lot and it turned really heavy. Kind of had a feeling when I saw those two big trees down, I was like, oh gosh. So I am by myself. Steve isn't around for a week. I would like to deal with this now. So many trees have not been able to handle the weight of the snow. Like, those trees are all leaning. And were not leaning a week ago. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. And it's time to get shoveling. Why am I shoveling? Why do I care? Because I want to spend time down here this winter. Was the whole point of honestly pushing to get this place closed in and get a roof on and a chimney in.
Plus, we have to plan for the party.
Because we have such long winters, I feel like we honestly have more snow currently at this time, and it's not even December. We have more snow now than we had all of last year. So we're in for a long winter, and as much as I enjoy the winter activities, it's still a long winter, and I go sometimes a little bit stir crazy. I think that I am so lucky, you guys, because I don't know what happened, but that tree is not really much on the roof. It looks like it's resting on top of the ladder, and the ladder wasn't like that when I left. The ladder was against the roof. I don't know if the snow pushed it back, I don't think so, but it's sort of like somehow the tree came down and maybe pulled the ladder back, and the tree looks like it's resting on top of the ladder somewhat. Unfortunately, that's the only ladder that I have that I can get on top of the roof with. So I think what I gotta do is just start cutting the tree back from the tip of the tree and work my way up and see if I can't lighten it enough that I can push it, or somehow figure out another way to get on top of the roof. Now I just have to figure out how to get high enough. I'll have to pack the snow down, set a ladder up or something, and then I'm just gonna keep cutting away. I brought another ladder down. I don't know if I'll get it all done today, but I'm gonna pick away at this tree a little bit more. It is a little bit dangerous down in here. There are branches breaking and falling off all the time from a variety of trees. Trees falling over more and more, and I think my biggest concern is the tree that's actually leaning over top of the fort that's beside the one that cracked. I do think that the tip of it is actually lodged in that cedar tree off the left corner, the front corner there. Yeah, I do think that it is kind of suspended in that tree, but I think the concern that I have is I think it's actually resting on right up in there. It might be leaning on there. I don't quite know. And I feel like as I cut this tree away and maybe think to push it to get it away, that might disrupt that tree. So I'm gonna do what I can that feels safe, and then whatever doesn't feel safe, I will not attempt. Because I am home alone and no one needs to get hurt. Okay, I just repositioned the ladder. I actually went up to the house. I'm trialing Leroy out of the crate while I'm gone for short periods. So I went up, took them all for a walk, did some training, have him out. He barks a lot when I'm not at the house. Like if I take off, I can hear him barking. And Luna is back to being a brat and chasing cars. So I need to do more work with her too. So a lot of my day is spent dealing with Dogs, training dogs, conditioning dogs. Anyway, I'm back down and I'm gonna get the last little bit of that off there. And ideally I'd like to try to get the snow, once I can get that silver ladder freed up, I'd like to get the snow off the roof and assess the boot and try and reposition the pipe. I would like to go over the leak because I'm pretty sure that I found the leak. I don't know what it's gonna be like now that the boot got pushed over. Wah! And all of that. But we'll see what things look like, but I would like to explain where I think the leak was coming from. I got as many of the limbs off of the tree as I could, and at this point I don't feel like I really have a solo plan of what to do next. I would like to free up that ladder, but because the tree is resting on the ladder, I'm not even sure what's holding it up on the other end. There's like a tiny little bit of wood holding it up. So I feel like it's a little bit dangerous. The other little tree, like I said, is a concern as well. And there is a branch that's coming off of the broken tree that looks like it's almost in some weird way holding up that tree. So there's kind of a few dynamics going on, and yeah, it's a bummer. I'd like to take the silver ladder and put it up at the front and start pushing the snow off the roof, but I can't get the ladder. Maybe I'll order a new one and it will come in a couple days. I don't know, I have a feeling that ladder is probably going to be wrecked anyway. I think that's just going to be it for today. I'm going to have to think about what I want to do, if I'm going to do anything more by myself at this point. Let's see if I have enough daylight to talk about this. So for the roof, I'm going to do this from the comfort and warmth of the house to explain where the leak is coming from. I inspected the hole from the inside and I could see water coming in the rib. So I had assumed that that meant that somehow water was pooling at the silicone and there must have been some sort of hole there. So what I did was I took an X-Acto knife blade, like a box cutter, Olfa knife, and I went up and I cut back the silicone to the edge of the boot. And there was nothing that I could see. There was like no gap in the silicone seal whatsoever. So I thought, is it somehow pooling there and then going in underneath those ribs somehow? So I re-siliconed it and I dragged the silicone about 10 or 12 inches up the rib so that as water flowed down, it wouldn't pool there. That didn't fix it either. So I spent actually quite a bit of time trying to figure out, should I just add a couple of more panels and then overlay those over top of the boot because somehow it's still getting in there? I wasn't sure. And that plan failed because, well, the angle grinder wheel broke was one of the reasons. And I couldn't get it to a place where I could feel like it wouldn't actually just cut the boot. So I found some roofing tar and I thought, instead of that, why don't I take the tar and run a bead of tar all the way up, the cat's rubbing the camera, all the way up that rib to the very peak of the roof, to the leading edge is what it's called. And as I got to the leading edge, I had a thought. I was like, okay, I wonder if the water is getting in through what is called the leading edge. And someone actually had said the comments, which is where I'm getting that term from, the leading edge. I actually had tarred those holes there because normally you would have some sort of metal flashing over top of that, but I hadn't got to that yet. And as soon as I did that, there was no more water coming in. Now, at the same time, it also became colder and snowed, so it was less rain and more snow, but there was a couple of days where it was warm enough where it would have melted things a little bit, and there was no more water coming in. So I'm pretty confident that it's actually fixed for now. And once I put a a fascia, like a metal fascia over top of the roof panels, there won't be an issue anyway. Now, of course, that the tree fell on the roof and knocked the pipe over and the boot's all stretched, and I don't know what that's like until I get the snow off of the roof, but the leak wasn't coming in from the boot. Yeah, in case that happens to you guys, because one thing I was wondering as well, why in the cliff cabin wasn't it leaking? Because we had to go over a rib in the same way, and that's because there was a ridge cap on top of the panels, and so covering that leading edge. So I'm pretty sure that's where it was coming from. Hi, dude. Hi, dude. Are you angry about something? It's just a FedEx man. It's just a FedEx man. Over here, buddy. It's easier.